I mean, Andhra Pradesh is always known for being at the cutting edge of technology in governance, or GovTech as we call it. In the third term of Mr. Naidu, we had the Real-Time Governance Center in place. And that was where we are assimilating all the data across various data sets and how can we use it for real-time decision making. But now with AI arriving, I think it can fundamentally transform governance. And I'll give you a few examples of what we're doing. First one is education. From being a passive learner to an active learner in the classroom. So we're doing this project where it's a 45 minutes class and then you have a 2-minute video which we're working with the Khan Academy. And we're coming up with 5 questions at the end and gamifying it and giving kids a clicker, a simple clicker with A, B, C, D option. And sort of gamifying it and using AI to actually prescribe homework based on results. And we want to track this data in a very, very long term. So that's one example of it. The other example is using AI in identifying beneficiaries for various government programs. That's the second project that we're doing. Third project is delivery of government services using technology. So we have an agreement where through various platforms we can now deliver, and one of it being ahead is Meta on it.
Right.
WhatsApp governance, as we call it. And we're also working with Google in a similar platform. So I think there's a role to play. Government's job is to open up and create use cases that can then be scaled up.
Yeah.
But then, of course, I think the initiative will also have to be led by the innovators across the world.
In fact, Matt Renner, that brings me to the role of Google. And, before we started this conversation, you were telling me a little bit about specific examples. I was fascinated by what Google brings in terms of AI and healthcare. And I also do believe that when it comes to diagnosing illnesses long distance, using the benefits of AI, it could have massive impacts in a country as large as India. Could you
If you look at it, there are few tools that have come out where by doing just a facial scan and using AI, the basic health parameters actually can be captured. And a few of them are under FDA review. So there is a potential to actually roll this out for every citizen. And this is a great way of democratizing healthcare in that sense. And doing pre-diagnosis of this. And then, of course, deploying all the tools that you just explained. That's post a test. So can we look at preventive healthcare proactively? And I think that's where AI can play a very, very important role. And what I just shared is one of the tools that's under consideration.
Yeah. Archana, let's look at some of the other potentially transformative areas which involve AI. Climate change is a huge problem. Public health crises are some other issues which we are all dealing with. I think my question to you has to do with equity. And AI is available to some, it's not necessarily available to others. In as much as we have a 5G revolution in India, we are heading to a 6G revolution in India, there are deep divides between those who actually have smartphones and those who don't. Therefore, how do you and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation deal with the issue of AI and equity? If you do have AI, then there could be a concern about jobs going away. And yet, you speak about the benefits of AI. Can these work together?
If you look at it, jobs are under threat, but they're typically the white-collar jobs.
Yeah.
I think and every industrial revolution has shown that it creates more jobs than what people lose. History shows that. So I don't believe that AI will reduce the number of jobs, but I think it will change the order of jobs. And then I believe the jobs that are going to get created in the next decades are going to be in areas that we're yet to discover. And that puts a lot of pressure on HRD ministers like me who are trying to figure out the curriculum and the entire ecosystem. Saying that, fundamentally AI is here. It's going to change our lives. And as a government, we are looking at how can we expose women to basic AI tools, students to basic AI tools, because farmers to basic AI tools. I think that can fundamentally transform their lives. It can double their income in certain use cases. So just giving them that access and exposure alone can transform the way they're living.